Your rabbit has been watching you this whole time, and they have made a decision about you. Not based on your face, not based on your voice, based on something far older, far stranger, and far more fascinating than you would expect. Because your rabbit does not see a human when they look at you. They see something else entirely. And once you understand what that is, the way your rabbit behaves around you will never look the same again. The eye that never stops scanning. Most people assume their rabbit recognizes them the way a dog would, by face, voice, name. But that is not how a rabbit's world works. Rabbits have eyes positioned on the sides of their heads, giving them nearly 360 degrees of vision. Think about that for a moment. They can see almost everything around them, in almost every direction, simultaneously. That is not the vision of an animal that evolved to read faces. That is the vision of an animal that evolved to survive. What that panoramic eye placement sacrifices is depth perception and close-up detail. Up close, your rabbit's view of you is actually quite grainy, blurred at the edges, soft in the center. They are not taking in your expression. They are not processing your smile or the look in your eyes. They are scanning. Always scanning. Looking for movement, looking for shape, looking for anything that breaks the pattern of safe. Here is where it gets interesting. Your rabbit can distinguish blue from green. Their color vision is limited, but real. But what they rely on far more than color is scent, sound, and the specific signature of how you move. The rhythm of your footsteps. The particular way you enter a room. The smell that arrives before you do. This is why a pet rabbit can approach you with total calm and then startle at a stranger wearing a hat. It is not about how you look in the human sense. It is about whether your full sensory signature matches the one stored in their memory as safe. The 4 ways a rabbit can see you. Science actually has a framework for how prey animals categorize the beings they share their world with. And it gives us something remarkable, a way to understand exactly what your rabbit has decided you are. The categories are predator, neutral element, symbiont, or conspecific, meaning a fellow rabbit. Wild rabbits see humans as predators. Full stop. We are large, we move unpredictably, we approach from above, and every instinct they have fires a warning signal when we get close. That is why a wild rabbit bolts before you have even taken a full step toward them. But something changes in pet rabbits. Something profound and measurable. Rabbits that are handled gently and consistently during sensitive, early developmental windows do not just get used to humans. They reorganize how they categorize us entirely. We move out of the predator category and into something far closer to symbiont, a being that provides safety, food, and warmth, a being worth staying near. What is striking is the last category, conspecific thinking. We are actually rabbits almost never happens. Your rabbit almost certainly does not believe you are a rabbit. You are too large. You carry none of the hierarchy signals, the grooming rituals, the spatial behaviors that define rabbit social life in a warren. What you are is something rarer and, honestly, more meaningful. You are a learned giant, a creature that, by all of their ancient instincts, should have sent them running, but did not, and they chose to stay. What domestication did to the rabbit brain. Here's where the science gets genuinely extraordinary. Domestic rabbits don't just behave differently toward humans than wild rabbits do. Their brains are structurally different. Research into domesticated animals, including rabbits, has found measurable changes in key brain regions. The amygdala, which is the brain's fear processing center, is smaller in domestic rabbits than in their wild counterparts. Less amygdala activity means a quieter alarm system. Less automatic terror, when something large approaches. At the same time, the medial prefrontal cortex, the region responsible for regulating and modulating fear responses, is larger and more developed. This means domestic rabbits aren't just less afraid of humans. They're actively better at overriding fear when the situation calls for it. There are also changes in white matter, the neural pathways that carry signals between brain regions, suggesting that the processing of potential threats is genuinely slower. The alarm doesn't fire as fast. There's a pause. And in that pause, a learned association can step in. This shape, this smell, this sound, this is safe. Centuries of selective breeding didn't just make rabbits tamer, it rewired how they experience the world. Familiarity is everything. If the brain changes explain why pet rabbits can bond with humans, familiarity explains how deep that bond actually goes. Studies on rabbit behavior consistently show that the response to humans is not uniform. It is personal. Your rabbit does not just tolerate humans in general, they respond specifically to you. An unfamiliar human walking into the space of a well-bonded pet rabbit will often trigger avoidance, alert posture, or even low-level aggression. The same rabbit, moments later, will approach their owner with complete calm. Sometimes they will binky. Sometimes they will flop. Sometimes they will simply sit nearby and breathe slowly, and that is one of the most powerful things they can say in rabbit language. This is the critical distinction. Your rabbit did not generalize away their fear of humans. They formed a specific exception. You are the exception. The research is clear. Rabbits that were socialized and handled during early sensitive periods show measurably reduced fear responses toward familiar humans specifically. It is not a blanket friendliness. It is targeted trust. And targeted trust, built over time through consistent, gentle presence, is worth more than any treat you could ever offer. So what are you to them? Not a predator. You passed that test long ago. Not a fellow rabbit, you're too large, too alien in your movements, too outside the social grammar of war and life. Not a parent figure in the way cats treat humans. Rabbits don't carry that same developmental imprint. What you are, to your rabbit, is something the wild never prepared them for. You are a trusted anomaly, a being that broke every rule their instincts were built around and then proved, day after day, that the rules didn't apply to you. You became safe not because they forgot to be afraid, but because you gave them enough reason, enough times, to choose something different. And a prey animal choosing to stay when every ancient wire in their body says, run, that's not habit, that's trust, the hardest kind. The kind that has to be earned in the language of stillness, patience, and presence. So the next time your rabbit approaches you without hesitation, or tucks themselves beside you and closes their eyes, know what that actually means. Their brain, shaped by thousands of years of survival instinct, ran its calculation, and it chose you. That's what you really are to your rabbit. Not human, not rabbit. Something their biology never accounted for, and something they decided to trust anyway. And there you have it. If this opened your eyes, hit subscribe. More rabbit issues coming soon. Now go to your rabbit and give them a fresh pile of hay. From me.